supporting the open source and Google communities across the world. واحنا كثير سعداء انه يكون موجود معنا اليوم. ان شاء الله بعد عبد الفتاح راح يكون معنا احمد ابو الدهب، راح يحكي لنا اكثر عن Flutter and how to use AI agents and anti-gravity عشان نبني Flutter applications. عبد الفتاح, welcome to Build with AI Arabia, and the floor is yours.
All right, shukran. Assalamu alaikum. I was live streaming. Actually, I just realized I could live stream it to my own YouTube channel. So we're also live streaming to my YouTube channel. So we'll see. We'll see how much people we get there. I didn't know we can do that. That's anyway. All right. Well, hi everyone. Thank you for having me. Abdel Fattah Saghawar. I'm Moroccan, but I'm dialing in from Sweden today. And so الصوت بعيد. Okay. تمام هلا. Is it good now?
Better, yeah.
Better. Okay. I think it's the position of my microphone because my camera is on my left. All right. I'll try to speak as much closer to the microphone as possible. All right. So let's see. We're gonna start now, and I am gonna go ahead and share my screen. I will need you folks to put that on the live stream. So give me a second. Come on. Present. Share screen.
هو الصوت بس لسه بعيد شوية
Oh, that's weird. What about now?
أنا عندي تمام.
Still low? Okay. Okay, 1 second. Give me 1 second. How about now? Is it good now?
Yes.
Mohammed, is this better? Can you hear me better?
مش أحسن كتير، لا لسه بعيد.
Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, 1 second. Let's try something.
بس الناس بدأت تكتب في كومنتات إنه دلوقتي أحسن.
Test. Okay, I see that in StreamYard it's extremely low. Test. All right,
Maybe the source.
I mean, this is my usual microphone that I use. Test. It's at maximum gain, so I can't really make it any better, to be honest.
هو دلوقتي أفضل.
دلوقتي أفضل? Okay, تمام. Okay, let's try now. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to be playing a game together. The goal of this game is to teach you how to build an agent using ADK, so Agent Development Kit, so that you can automate something. And the whole point of this game is the whole point of this is to build an agent that plays the game on your behalf. And I'm going to walk you through all the steps. So before we get started, because we only have 1 hour minus like whatever time we have right now left, minus 5 minutes. What we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through how the game works. I'm going to share a link with you. You're going to all go to the link and you're going to sign up and then follow with me as I am showing you how the game works. You're not going to be able to play the game right away because otherwise you will be distracted. You're not going to be able to focus. So my recommendation is follow what I'm doing, and then this will be recorded, so you will be able to do it later. Or the game itself is very, very self-explanatory. You don't need much instructions actually to play the game yourself. For this particular game, I actually set up a leaderboard called Build with AI Arabia. And this leaderboard is valid from today, right now, until tomorrow at midnight. So whenever you have time between today and tomorrow, you can just play the game. And then by Tuesday, I am going to post on my social media the results of the leaderboard. So I'll take a screenshot and I will post it on social media so you will be able to see who made it to the top of the leaderboard. Okay? So the link is the following. Here we go. You will see it right now in the private chat. On the public chat. I'm also going to send it to the organizers. So you should be able to see it. Maybe you can pin it. Yeah, thank you so much. Good, thank you. Okay. So let me show you how it looks like. I'm going to log out. So if you go to that link, it will look like, wait, sign out, log out. There we go. Okay, good. If you go to the link that I have given you, you should get a link to a page that looks like this. And then you just click on sign in with your Google account. It doesn't matter what that Google account is. It could be your personal account. It could be your work account. It could be anything. So just single sign on. And then you are going to land on a page that looks like this. So I'm going to, yeah, the attendance link will be available after. Yes, correct. I'm going to wait a second and see how many of you have joined the game. So if more of people will join, we will see it in this list. So can you just go ahead and join the game? So the second thing you need to do is when you are in this page, sorry, I missed that. You should click on join leaderboard. So when you get here, click on join leaderboard. Yes, I see somebody commenting about the fact that I am not speaking Arabic. I apologize, but if I speak Arabic, you're not going to understand me. I'm Moroccan. My Arabic is very fast, so I much rather do it in English. And I guess you should be able to understand me. All right, so join the leaderboard, and I should be able to see. Oh, here we go. There is a lot of you joined the leaderboard. Cool, good. So one thing you will notice is that the players are not your name. They are just random names. And that's for a reason, because this leaderboard is public. We don't want to publish the names of the people. So if you want to know which position in the leaderboard you are, if you go to the leaderboard, you should see yourself. It's the blue one. So the blue one will be you. So for me, it's Divine Ranger. If I scroll up and go to my profile, I should be able to see my display name. That's how you would be able to verify who you are on the leaderboard. All right, so now the leaderboard says 0, which is normal. We didn't start playing yet. So now follow with me. You will go to the home page and you will click on start the workshop. Now, I have played this game multiple times, so I'm not going to spend time reading all of this. But for you to play the game later, I recommend that you read all the instructions, please. Just make sure that you read all of them, because this is important. So I'm just going to skip to setup cloud. I'm not going to... so for setup cloud, if you do this later, follow this, self-service. Yeah, I'm not going to give you a Google Cloud account. We don't have them, unfortunately, for this event. So you will have to figure out how to do your own cloud account. You don't need a cloud account. If you have access to Gemini through an API like AI Studio, you will be able to just use it with Agent Development Kit, because Agent Development Kit can work with either AI Studio or with Google Cloud. So either use a Google Cloud account you have. Maybe you can even set up one, and you will get like free credits if you want, like $300 credits, or just use AI Studio. So I'm not going to, I'm just going to go to play game. And in this step that says play game, we will start playing the game manually first, without agents. So I will show you how the game looks like, and then I will explain to you what the game is all about. So you see this button called play. You click on that, and it should take you to this link here. So the game has 4 levels, 0, 1, 2, 3. And so this is what I will do some explanation. So what is this? This is what we call a text-based adventure game. I don't know if... I'm going to stop for 1 second because I've been speaking for a while. Maybe in the comment section, can you tell me if anybody have played a text adventure based game like Zork, if you are old, or maybe Dungeons and Dragons, or any other text based adventure game? Just type it in the comments. We'll see how many of you are familiar with this kind of games. All right, let me repeat the question. Have anybody played a text adventure based game like Zork, or like Dungeons and Dragons, or any other type of text based adventure games? If you're not familiar, this is the Wikipedia page that explains what text-based adventure games are. So, oh, I see somebody have played Zork before. If you don't know, Zork is this. It used to be a very old game. This was released in 1977. So, the university to study in different way. Okay, cool. Few people. Okay. So if you don't know what text adventure-based games are, they are just games where you are playing with text. And usually the way they work is that you as the player, you are in some sort of environments, and then the game gives you like instructions about where you are. We're gonna see it when we start playing the game. And what you can do is you can move your character through the game using text. So you can say something like move right, move left, move forward, move backwards, etc., etc. Right? So these games existed before a joystick. If you are young and you played PlayStation games, before PlayStation was a thing, this was the way we played games back in the days, where you had to use instructions to tell the game what do you want your character to do. So I'm gonna start playing the game, and maybe we're gonna play together a little bit. Yeah, we have time. So let's start with level 0. So I'm gonna read it, and when it's time for me to make an action, I'm going to wait and ask you in the comment section, what do you want me to do? And I want you to be fast because I don't want to spend too much time on this. So try to be as fast as you can. All right, you stand in the heart of Reclamation HQ, a campus of glass and living wood nestled in the reforested hills of Utrecht's Heuvelrug in the central Netherlands. So the person who built this game is Dutch. That's why the game is centered around the Netherlands. From here, humanity works to reconnect the lost digital history of the 21st century to our modern integrated world. And then it says, press space to continue. So I'm not going to read all of it. I will just, those are just a description of your character. You can press B to go back or space to go forward. Now, this is the game itself. You stand on a white wireframe grid. The air is perfectly still. A glowing data portal stands in the north. A tiny corrupted pixel shakes near the floor. The curator's voice echo. Welcome, operator. Initiating haptic calibration. I detected a corrupt pixel near the floor. Type examine pixel to analyze it. So I can do examine pixel. And then it says you examine the corrupted pixel. It solidifies into a small physical cube of raw data. Now I can do take cube. I took a cube, and then it says type move north. So the game will guide you in the beginning. So I'm gonna walk through these steps. Now it says firewall state changes, type look to survey the room. So if I do look, it tells me the east archway is open, a simple doorway lead west, a generic debug toggle is mounted on a console nearby. So to know which moves you can make in the game, you can do help. And then it gives you all the instructions. So I can look around. I can check my inventory, which is what I have on me. So for example, you remember we picked a cube. So if I do inventory, it will say I have a physical cube in my inventory. I can examine, which means I can look around. I can move, and then I can take something. I can use something. I can drop something. I can quit, or I can help. Move is very important because it allows you to move in a specific direction. So if you say move north, or move south, or move east, or move west, or the other way around, it will allow you to do that. And then I have other shortcuts, like I can do Control L to clear the screen. I can do a lot of things. So now, let's say I am where I am. Examine. Look, sorry, not examine. Look. Okay. So there is an archway is open. There is a door on the west. And there is a generic debug toggle is mounted on a console nearby. I can do move east. And then I am in a small white room. There is an open archway south and west. And then the curator tells me to take token. So I can do take token and take allocator. You took the memory allocator. It is now in your inventory. Okay, cool. So if I do inventory, now I have 3 items. I have a physical cube, a decryption token, and a memory allocator. If I do look, then I am in a small white room. I have an archway to the south and to the west. What should I do? So this is what I will wait for you. So what should I do? Should I move south or should I move west? Okay, let's do move west. The east archway is open. A simple doorway lead west. A generic debug toggle is mounted in a console. I have moved west, so I don't think I can move south again. Yeah, there is no exit in the south. I can move back east if I want. And then move south. A massive security gateway blocks the way west. It has a glowing input port. There is an open passage to the north. I just came from the south, so it's normal that there is a something on the north. But it says here that I has a glowing input port, and if I look into my inventory, we are gonna get to the AI agent in 1 second. I have a decryption token. Should I try the token? Can I do use token? Maybe. That doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. Maybe I can try to use the cube. That doesn't do anything. Or use the allocator. That also doesn't do anything. Okay, so I'm stuck. So maybe I should move back north. I am back in the archway. And the only way out is move south. Okay, let's move back south. There is an open passage to the north. I think I may. So there is a gateway. And I tried to use a token earlier, but it didn't work because I didn't specify what I want to use the token on. I can do use token on a gateway. Now it works. I use the decryption token into the input port. The token is locked in place and the gateway opens with a simulated chime. So if I do look, it says there is a security gateway that is open to the west. And then there is a passage to the north. If I move north, I will be back to where I was. So I think we should just move the gateway itself to remove the door. And now I say a simulated memory leak blocks the south. Before it's blah, blah, blah. The security leads back east and open security, blah, blah, blah. You remember I have something around memory if I do inventory. Can I use memory? No. But if I do drop memory into the allocated, it resolves the leak. Okay, the memory resolved the leak and the path to the south clears. So now I can move south again. It says simulated fades back into the white, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm going to stop here because I think you understand what's the point of the game, right? So the game is you are a character in a game, in a virtual space, and you have a set of movements you can make to try to move around. So actually now what I can do is I can go check my profile or my leaderboard. And if I see in the leaderboard, I should see that I am at the top of the leaderboard. So as I am playing the game, I am collecting points, right? And I see that a lot of you have been playing while I was talking, so that's good. That's great. So now, normally you can play level 0 all manually until you get to the end. You can do that. You have the possibility to do that. Let me try. Is this better? Can you hear me better now? Ah, yes. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you. Good. Yeah, I know what was the problem. Okay, cool. So, as I said, I'm going to stop playing the game now because I think you understand what's the point. The point of the game is that you will play manually and you can play all of level 0 manually. But this game, we designed it to be harder the more you progress in the game. Which means that eventually at some point, you are going to have to build an agent to play the game on your behalf. Okay? So that's why you will have to go back to the workshop once you have finished level 0, or even before you finish level 0. Skip through all of these steps. So there is this step called test the game API. And so what this step does is that it actually gives you a token. I'm not going to show you the token, but that's my token, my personalized token. Each of you has their own. And then it shows you examples of how you can use the game API to play the game. And then it gives you all the game endpoints. So the API has start, look, move, take, drop, use, examine, inventory. If you remember, these are basically the actions you can take in the game. So this game has an API, and then using your token, your API token, you can play the game as if it's you. You can either play it with curl or you can play it from the game interface. It's the same. This is just a front end. What you see here is just a front end. So now let's go to the most important step, which is building an agent. So again, these instructions, read them very carefully. It will show you step by step how to build an agent, how to install ADK, how to do all of that stuff. The instructions here are for the Python version of ADK, but then you have a link here if you want to go to the Java version. So it's up to you to choose either Java or Python. I'm not going to follow the instructions because I have done this multiple times before. So what I suggest we do is we go straight into Google Cloud and we start building the agent together. So here I have the Google Cloud console, and I have already opened the Google Cloud shell. And I'm going to use this to build my agent. So first things first, we're going to use UV for dependency management. And by the way, is my screen sharing good, or do you want me to zoom in more? Can you let me know if you want me to zoom in more? I will zoom in. While you are confirming that you can see my screen, I'll zoom in more here. I hope this is good. This is actually almost not readable for me, but it's fine. So we're going to just use UV to do, I mean, it's Python, so you can use pip, PIP, but I'm just going to use UV. So with UV, all you have to do is UV init, which will initialize a UV project that will create this pyproject.toml, which is where we do our dependency management. Then I'm going to add ADK. Okay, let me switch to the terminal. It will be better for me. We can switch back to the editor when we need this. So UV init creates or initializes a UV project. Then I can do UV add Google-ADK. Google-ADK. So that's going to add Google ADK as a dependency to my project. So it's going to take a bit of time, so I'm going to wait for it to finish. So now if I actually look at my pyproject.toml, I should see that I have my Google ADK 2.6.3, which is good. This is what I need. And this is pretty much all you need to start building an agent. After this, I have ADK, which is a command line, and I can use that to create an agent. So all I have to do is uv run ADK creates, let's say, game agent. So this is going to initialize ADK with a game agent. And this command, this uv run ADK create, will give me a set of instructions that I will have to answer, a set of questions for how I want to build my agent. So it knows how to initialize the agent. So do I want to enable telemetry? I don't care too much, so I say no. Which model I want to use? I'm going to use the default one, which is Gemini 3.5 Flash. This is where, depending on you and what do you want to use, either you use Google AI or Vertex AI. I am running inside of Google Cloud, so I'm going to use Vertex AI, but you can also use Google AI. Again, if what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, just follow the instructions. These instructions will guide you step by step into how to build the game and how to build the agent. So you don't need anything else except the instructions of the game. So I'm going to go with the Vertex AI. If you use Google AI, it will ask you for an API key. So I'm going to go with Google AI. It will ask me for a project. I'm just going to accept the defaults, and I'm going to let it use US Central 1. And that's it pretty much. Now, if I look inside my folder, I have a folder called Game Agents. And if I switch back to the IDE, I can actually go and look at that agent here. Sorry, 1 second. Where is the... Oh, this is so big. I can... Oh, here we go. So if I go inside the folder called Build with AI, Game Agents, I have a file called agent.py. And this is basically the very basic bootstrapping agent thing that you need. This is like how a very basic agent is built. So it uses Gemini. It has a name. It's called root agent. It's not very important. And it has a bunch of instructions and a bunch of a description. This is a very basic agent using ADK. Now, to make this agent play the game, what we have to do is we have to give it access to the API of the game. So we have to tell it or show it how the API looks like. This is why in the game you have this button here called Connect Agents. So if you click on it, it has a bunch of explanation, but basically the way this works is that this is a REST API, which means we have an Open API spec. Right? Open API is the format for declaring how an API looks like. So what we have to do is we basically have to fetch that JSON file. So we just take the JSON file, and then ADK has a built-in tool called Open API Toolset. And this Open API toolset is a tool that allows the agent to know how to use an API. So all we have to do is declare it here, and then give it to the agent as a tool. So I'm not going to spend too much time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this code and then just put it inside my agent.py. So let me walk you through this one more time so you know what I'm doing. But again, read the instructions later and you will be able to understand what's going on. So I have a whole bunch of imports. I'm not going to spend time explaining those. I basically create an object called OpenAPI spec, and I make a request.get to fetch the OpenAPI JSON format. So if I actually open this in a new tab, this is just a JSON file that explains how the API of the game itself works. Okay? Done. I have this, I need to authenticate to the game. You remember that each of you, when you log into the game, you get like a token. So I will basically go and put the token of the game in an environment variable under this environment variable name called game API key. And I'm going to show you in a second how it looks like. I'm not going to show you my API key, but like you get it. Then I invoke this Open API toolset. I give it the spec, how to authenticate, and then the credentials. And that's it. Then my agent is here. And then to my agent, I just tell it, I give it like a description. I say you are an expert adventure game player. Your job is to solve the requested level. And then I give it just one tool. Okay. Now, step number 2 is to put the API key in the file where it needs to be. And I'm going to do that off screen because I don't want to show you my API key. So give me 1 second. Actually, I want to take also this here. So I'm gonna show you back my screen in a second. I just don't want you to see my API key. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna just zoom out 1 second. I'm gonna go to the .env file. Then I do this, and then where is my API key? 1 second. Here we go. And then I'm going to bring this back here. There we go. And then bring this back here. Okay, good. So I followed the instructions and I have put the API token, so my API token, inside this file here, the .env file. I'm not gonna show it to you, but it's inside this environment variable called game API token. And that's it. So basically what I did now is I basically told my agents how the API looks like using this tool set. Yes, the video will be available later. You can watch it. But again, you don't need really this video. You can just follow the instructions in the game. It's very straightforward. The instructions are super clear. And now what I can do actually is I can start my agent. So ADK, or Agent Development Kit, has a built-in web console for development and debugging purposes. So the way I will start it is I would just do UV run ADK web. There is one small thing you might need to do if you're running inside the web console, which is you might need to start this with a flag. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get the instructions. Yes, this here. Boom. So you might need to add this -- reload agents, which will reload the agent if I change code, and -- allow origins. This is to prevent cross site scripting errors. So it will give me, it will open a link on localhost 8000. So if I open this, ta-da! This is ADK web. So this is the web console for ADK. In the top, you should have your game agent, or whatever you called it. In my case, I called it game agent, right? And here, now that I have built the agent, I have gave the agent access to the API, and I have gave it instructions to tell it that you are playing games. You remember I didn't finish level 0? So I can basically, let me show you. How do we exit the game? I think quit is how we quit the game. We are still in level 0, right? And I am, what's my score in the leaderboard? I am at score 50, right? Some of you are playing the game, actually, that's cool. So let's do solve level 0. So now, of course. Yeah, I think the problem, if you are using, okay, I think I know what the issue is. I don't want to change it in front of you. Give me 1 second. If you are using Gemini 3.5 Flash, let's try this. And that, and then solve level 0. Let's see if this will work. No, okay. No, I think I know why. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. If I switch back to this editor and grab this. Okay, no, it doesn't exist. Okay. Okay. Let me try one more thing. Hopefully now it will just work. Let's start with, I'm gonna copy the prompts. 1 second. And I'm gonna do new session, solve level 0. Let's see now it will work. Yeah, I think now it works. Okay. I'm gonna explain to you. So you remember when I did ADK web, ADK run, UV run ADK create agent? It asked me for a location. I used US Central 1. Gemini 3.5 Flash, it's only available in global. So instead of US Central 1, if you're using any of the new models, like 3.5 Flash or 3.6 Flash, don't use a regional location like US Central 1, use global, just the word global. So you are probably wondering what's happening here. So what's happening basically is that I told my agent solve level 0. The agent, because of this tool set, have read the API of the game. And I'm going to take you back 1 second to remind you how the API looks like. The API has actually an endpoint called start. So the agent turned this into a tool, and then it invoked start level 0. Then it read the outputs as if we were playing earlier, right? You see start level 0. And then you see here, you stand in the heart of Reclamation HQ. This is what we were seeing earlier. This is what the front end was showing us. Just in this case, the agent autonomously have played the game in an automatic way. It just queried the game, it read the answer from the API, and then it figured what's the next step, and then it just kept playing and playing and playing until it says, I have successfully completed level 0, blah, blah, blah. So now, if I go here and refresh, I should be on the top of the leaderboard because I have used the agent to play the game. So now what I could do is I could just solve level 1. And then I could just pull back, relax, and drink some Vimto. And you can see the game, or the agent is already playing the game without me doing anything. These are autonomous agents. This is really what we mean when we say autonomous agents. It's an AI agent that is able to take a set of tools, make decisions, use the large language model to decide what the next step is, and then execute that next step, and then move to the next one. So you can see here, it's playing. Actually, if I refresh the game, I should already have a higher... No, I don't yet. Okay. Because I haven't finished playing level 1. All right, so it says that it have successfully played. Oh, here we go. I am already at 1,866. So I'm gonna carry on self level 2. And then I will show you. So there are a couple of tricks with this game. If you just use the agent to play the game, you are going to be able to get to the highest score possible. But there are few hidden scores or hidden extra points or bonus points that you can gain by tweaking the agent. I'm not going to do it today because I don't think we will have time to do it. I'm just going to show you where the explanation of the score is, and then you will be able... I don't think you can use the same instructions for another game, no. Because these instructions are very specific to this game. If you have a different game that has an API and you want to build an agent that can play it for you, then you have to figure out how that API of that game works. But you should be able to use the same setup or the same code to play the game. You just have to tweak the instructions or change the instructions depending on what the goal of the game is. In this particular case, we told the agent, you are an expert adventure game player because this is an adventure game, and your goal is to solve the requested level. So depending which game you're talking about, you probably might have to tweak those instructions. So let's see. By the way, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop them here. I'm happy to answer them because as far as I'm concerned, from my perspective, I'm almost done with my presentation because the whole point here is to show you how to play the game. And then I want you all to go spend time to actually play it because that's the fun part. Or not play it, build agents to play the game for you. And in case you're wondering, you're not going to be able to play the game manually. Just keep that in mind. You will not be able to play the game yourself in the front end. This is explicitly very, very hard. Oh, hello from New York. All right, so the agent is still playing level 2. You can see here that it says level 2 is in progress. So I'm going to let it finish. I'm not going to touch it. And I'm just going to wait until it's done playing. Oh, it's have successfully succeeded. So you see here. Are these the same steps in building agents in any case bot? No, yes, you should be able to use the same instructions to build any agent. You don't have to build the agent that plays the game, but you can follow the same instructions to build a simple agent, and then you will have to basically use Google to search for how to make the agent do the things you need it to do. So it have finished level 2, and so now if I refresh, I have 4,494. And now I'm going to go ahead and ask it to solve level 3, which is this one is going to take a little bit of time. So I think I'm going to let it play until it's almost finished. And I will keep answering your questions if you have any more questions. I actually have a question. Is this clear? Is everything I explained clear? Do you understand what's the purpose of this? What's the purpose of the game? What's the purpose of the agent? Why did we do all of this? And you can ask your questions in Arabic. I can read Arabic. So if you ask your questions in Arabic, I'll be able to answer you. So anything that is not clear, any questions? Because I will be looking at this leaderboard tomorrow. That's the whole point of this. Is tomorrow I want to see which of you will be able to beat me. So this is a competition to see which of you who is going to get a higher score than me. All right. The game is for playing for building agents with the agent development kit. Yes, correct. That's the whole point of this game. Yeah, I don't know why ADK Web gets stuck sometimes, but I should be able to. I'm gonna wait for it to give me back the control. Can you give us tips for how to tweak the agents? Yes, I am going to give you tips for how to tweak the agents. Yeah, so for that, you will have some, you might have some limits for the tokens, depending on which models you use. The beauty of all of this is that you don't need to use Gemini. The thing with ADK is that you can actually build ADK with local agents. So if you have, sorry, local models. So if you have, for example, if you have a laptop where you can run Gemma, you can actually run your agent locally and use your local, sorry, not, you will be able to run both the agent and the model locally. Do we need the Google Cloud account with billing enabled, or do we run? Yeah, I think the free Gemini API from AI Studio has some limits for the tokens. So I don't think you're going to be able to use the free one. So you have two options. Either you use a local model if you have a powerful enough laptop that can run Gemma 4. My advice to you is to use LM Studio. So install LM Studio. You can also use Olama, by the way, but you can either install LM Studio or Olama and then run Gemma 4, maybe 12B. 12B should be able to run on most modern MacBooks if you have one of those. And then you will be able to use ADK to build an agent that can talk to the local model. I actually have a GitHub repo I can share with you where I have showed how to integrate. So if you go to this GitHub repository, if you go to this GitHub repository, inside there is a folder called Gemma Agents. And then inside that, there is an example of an agent that uses, inside the app folder, there is an example of an agent that uses Gemma 4 running on LM Studio. So you have an example of using a local model, so you don't need a cloud-based model. So that would be one option. ADK can support any model that uses OpenAI interface, so you can even use ChatGPT. You can use any model you want. It doesn't have to be Gemini. So your experience with the model might depend on how good the model is, but you can use basically any model you want. Okay, my ADK web is stuck for some reason, and my score haven't increased. So I think that I am just, it's just a matter of my agent is not, is still playing, I think. Yeah, it's still playing. I can see it in the logs. So I'm just gonna wait for my, yeah. I don't know why ADK web is stuck. Let me refresh it for 1 second here. And I'm going to maybe, here we go. Maybe I have stopped it now that I have refreshed the page. Okay. Let me try. Continue solving level 3. It should have memory, so it should have kept in memory where it was in the game. And hopefully it will continue playing from where it left off. Oh yes, it is. It is. Okay, cool. So I'm not gonna touch it now because it gets stuck. I don't want to freeze the interface. Oh, it solved level 3. Cool. So now if I refresh, okay, I am at 7,115 points. So this should be around 7,000 should be the highest score you can get by just playing the game without doing any tweaking. But this is very important. If you scroll down in the leaderboard and you click on this link called Scoring Explained, this will explain how the scoring works. And then it will also give you some micro awards. And so you have a base score, you have a time-based bonus, so depending how fast you play the game. You have some treasures that you can try to find around. So if you find them, so of course you're not going to find them yourself. You're going to have the agent find the treasures. So you can tweak the instructions of the agent to ask the agent to find treasures. You have a 15% or 5% multiplier if you are using ADK. So obviously you have to use ADK to play the game. Otherwise we will know. We have built in a tool inside the API that detects if you're not using ADK. And then you have some macro awards. And then here you have a strategy. Basically, your agent has to have the right balance between being fast and being curious. So if you tweak the instructions of the agent to strike these two balances, it should be good enough to find all the treasures that are hidden in the game so you can try to increase your score. I have 8 minutes left. So for example, here is I will give you an example so you can, and then you can do this later at home. So what I can do, for example, is I will just go here and I will just solve requested level. I'll do it here in the description. You are a curious adventurer, but also fast. The game has some hidden treasures. Try to find them. So now if I refresh my agents and I refresh this and I will choose replay level 3. Hopefully. Yeah, by the way, if you tweak the agents and you replay a specific level, it's not going to wipe your previous score. It will keep your previous score because your score is calculated at the end of the level, not while you are playing. So if you tweak the agent and you say, okay, replay level 0, as you can see here in this interface, in the previous time I played level 2, I got to 2,628, and then level 3 I got to 2,000. What was it? 2,000. No, come on, come back. I don't want this. Okay, 1 second. 2,621. So if you tweak the agent and then you replay the game, this score will be just updated. It's not going to go back to 0. So now it's in progress in level 3. So hopefully I will have enough time to show you what I mean by just tweaking the instructions of the agents. But what I showed you now is not necessarily going to help. You will have to do multiple iterations, try to tweak the game, try to change it, try to change the instructions of your game to make it kind of play fast, but also find things and stuff like that. Maybe what you need to do, and I'm not giving you tips here, maybe what you need to do is you need to find all the stuff, maybe record all the stuff that the agents have found through the game, so that next time, instead of the agents finding or trying to spend time to find them, it just knows exactly where they are, and then it can try to find the next one, so it's faster. You see what I mean? So if you have treasures, you find it, you like tweak the agent, you find one treasure somewhere. Next time you want to tweak the agent more, instead of just asking it to find the same treasure, you can store it in an instruction in the game itself, and you can tell the agent, okay, this treasure is in this particular location, go pick it up, so that the next time it's playing, it will be much faster while it's looking for the next treasure. So we are 4 minutes away from the end. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop, and I'm going to maybe ask Ahmed and Mohammed to come back on the live if they have to say something or they want to pass to the next speaker. Thank you so much. I hope this was useful. I hope you learned something. I hope you will have fun playing the game. Again, I'm going to leave my, hold on, lin.tree. It should be this. So if you go to my social media anywhere, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Twitter. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, Tuesday, because the game is available until tomorrow at midnight, I said. So Tuesday in the morning, I will be posting a screenshot, and I will be tagging the GDG Amman, GDG Cairo, and all the folks. And you will be able to see who is the top player on the leaderboard. And yeah, that's it. I hope this was useful. I hope you learned something. Thank you. Shukran.
It was great. Thank you so much. طبعا يعني استفدنا منك جدا كالعاده، ويعني احب اقول لكم ان يعني عبد الفتاح من الناس اللي بنتعلم منها من كل مكان يعني في العالم، فيعني شكرا ليك جدا ولمجهودك اللي دايما بتعمله عشان تفيد الكوميونتي بتاعتنا يعني. شكرا
Thank you.
جدا.
And I'm sorry I didn't speak Arabic because you know how it works, right? So you know the story with
أنا
Arabic.
عارف.
Can I say something, Mohammed, before you move on? sorry to take just a very quick second.
اكيد.
Myself and myself and a colleague of mine, her name is Amina. We're actually launching an initiative similar to Build with AI Arabia, but it will be starting September, October. We're calling it Masar al-Mutawwirin. We're going to try to have it in Arabic. It will be a similar live stream series, but it will be more focused on learning by doing. So you will be learning, we'll be help you to get to the learning. Keep an eye on my social media. We're going to announce it very soon, and you will be able to sign up. So it's going to be a continuation of what these guys are doing, which is extremely important. So thank you so much, DG Amman, DG Cairo. But we're going to continue doing on the same thing, and then we're going to help you build more agent, learn more stuff. So keep an eye. Masar al-Mutawwirin. You're gonna hear from us very soon.
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله، واحنا برضو معاكم ان شاء الله. يعني اول ما تعلنوا هنعلن ان شاء الله، ويعني يا ريت كل الناس تحضر، يعني هتستفادوا جدا ان شاء الله. وشكرا جدا ليك يا عبد الفتاح، وشكرا لكل الناس اللي حضرت معانا لحد دلوقتي واستفادت. بالنسبه للاتندنس انا هبعت اللينك عشان الناس اللي عايزه السيرتيفيكت. انا هبعت لكم اللينك دلوقتي بتاع الريجستريشن بتاع النهارده. يا ريت الناس تملى الفورم والفيدباك بقى الفيدباك يعني والريجستريشن. شكرا ليكم جدا، والتوك الجاي ان شاء الله هتبدا بعد 5 دقائق. فيعني لو حد عايز يقوم ويرجع تاني، يعني 5 دقائق وهنبدا ان شاء الله مع احمد عبد الدهب. شكرا ليك جدا. شكرا. السلام عليكم. لو حد عنده اي سؤال ليه علاقه بالريجستريشن بتاع المره اللي فاتت، عشان في ناس قالت ان هي ما لحقتش تسجل، يا ريت تبعت لنا في الكومنتات دلوقتي. يعني انا ممكن هنعمل اكسبشن المره دي يعني للناس اللي ما لحقتش تسجل المره اللي فاتت، بس انا حابب ان الريجستريشن السيرتيفيكت اللي هياخدها يكون يستحقها. يعني مش حابب ان احنا نبقى بنطلع السيرتيفيكت وخلاص، فيبقى حضر واستفاد فعلا. فهبعت لكم هفتح اللينك دلوقتي بتاع المره اللي فاتت برضو، اللي حابب يسجل فيه ويعمل الفيدباك. وان شاء الله تكونوا استفدتوا النهارده، واستنونا خليكم معانا لحد ما يكون معانا